11:30 p.m. on Sunday, October 20th. The Dodgers take down the Mets 10-5 on their home turf, wrapping up your National League Championship Series in 6 games. The Mets season is over. So yeah, doing an instant reaction. I haven't really had to do anything like this before because usually at this point in October, the Mets are already long out of it, or their playoff run ends a lot sooner. But this was a very unique and very fun season, and the Mets ran into a buzzsaw. I've grappled with this loss for only about 10 minutes because it happened like 10 minutes ago. My main takeaway is that every time the Dodgers won a game in this NLCS, they absolutely beat the doors off the Mets. 9-0 game 1, 8-0 game 3, 10-2 game 4, and 10-5 game 6. So it's not, I mean, let's be frank, this is the Mets' best run since 2015, almost 10 years ago. And I think when a lot of people think of the 2015 run, they'll think of Murphy, they'll think of the big Cespedes home run, they'll think of, the great pitching from DeGrom and Harvey. But eventually those thoughts lead to the mistakes that were made in the World Series, the Murphy error, the poor bullpen play, and how the Mets had chances to win those games and rewrite history. I think when I look back on this NLCS, I don't think I'm going to feel that way because they got beat. Like, I honestly think it's a miracle we got 2 games. I was feeling good about our chances going into today. I thought getting that Game 5 win was important, and if you won this game with your ace on the mound, anything could happen. And the Mets had opportunities in this game, which I think makes it sting more. They had bases loaded, and I believe the 2nd and the 6th inning, and couldn't convert in either scenario. Game got started with a bang. Pete Alonso beating out that dribbler for an RBI single in the 1st, and then the Dodgers immediately answering back. Boy, oh boy, Tommy Edman, I hope I never have to see you again. 2 strikes every time does not matter. That dude is built for this. He has a 4 RBI day. Oh my, this Dodgers lineup is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Their 8 and 9 hitters combined to go 3 for 6 with 3 runs scored and 2 RBIs, a walk and a homer. Among many other things, the biggest differences in the games that the Dodgers won were their 7, 8, 9 guys got it done, and their bullpen dealt way better than ours. This was a more talented team in basically every department, and the Mets managed to hang with them for a couple games there. But yeah, I mean, the bases loaded in the 3rd inning, pardon my mistake from before, with McNeil up is super deflating. I thought maybe you could use a pinch hitter there against Banda with the lefty-lefty situation, but I mean, if McNeil's starting, I trust that he's healthy. So I guess give him the at-bat and he doesn't come through. And then right after, the Dodgers get 2 more from Tommy Edman on a 2-run homer. Maton comes in, gets 2 outs quick, and then gives up another 2-run bomb, and it's 6-1 in the blink of an eye. The Mets got 2 back, but they never really got back into this game. The bases loaded in the 6th inning sucked. Sucked so bad because Alvarez leads off with a single. Alvarez had a great game today between all the stops he made behind the dish and then collecting 2 hits and a walk. And for Lindor and Nimmo to go down in 4 pitches right after, if one of those guys gets on, you score on the 6th inning and it's a 6-4 game and things change. Because Vientos walks and Alonso walks and Winker just can't get it done. Mets didn't get balls that were falling. The Dodgers did, and the Dodgers were working great at bats. They were barely chasing. They only struck out 4 times in this game. It's a good recipe for success. This was a long game. I don't know what the final run time was. I mean, it's 11:30 now, so veering on 3.5 hours. How many different pitchers? Got to use 14 different pitchers between the 2 teams. I mean, this was a long game, a battle between the managers. At the end of the day, you can boil it down to the pitching changes and clutch hitting, whatever. That's the difference. The Dodgers go 5 for 17 with runners in scoring position. The Mets go 2 for 9. They leave 13 men on base. 13. Can't win games that way. I mean, I think they put up a better fight than the Padres, but the way the Dodgers won both their series was they prevented the team that they were facing from getting the big hit. when it mattered. And that stinks because this Mets machine that is their offense was working. I mean, 7 of their 9 hitters get a hit. Marte and Nimmo go 0 for 5, but otherwise everyone was productive. Couldn't get it done. And that's the point blank of it. So I'll eulogize this season for a brief moment. And first off, I'll say what a run. Feels weird that it's over because it's been going forever. 22-33 to Game 6 of the NLCS is remarkable. No other word for it than remarkable. And it is a bummer because I don't know what this team is going to look like next year. Manaea's a free agent. Severino's a free agent. Quintana's a free agent. Winker's a free agent. Bader's a free agent. Stanek is a free agent. There's going to be a lot of turnover. And David Stearns does not seem like the type of GM that is going to be a get the band back together kind of guy. He's going to put his best foot forward and try and put the team in the best position and give prospects a chance. And yeah, I think the unfortunate thing about this all is that, you know, this was their run. This team is going to look different next year. And maybe I'm wrong about that. And if so, cool. But this was a lightning in a bottle kind of season. I hit the mic there. Unprofessional. Lightning in a bottle kind of season. And it stinks when that lightning goes out because who knows when you get it back again. I said in my podcast when they were down 3-1 that I really didn't want to do the talk of this team will be back and this is a step in the right direction, even though those things are true. Because this team was good. It was a good team. I mean, they needed a miracle hit to skate by the Brewers. But they outplayed the Phillies thoroughly. And the games they won in this series, they won convincingly. And I thought that if they got to the World Series, they had a good shot at beating the Yankees. They beat them all year long. But this Dodgers team is going to be a problem, dude. I mean, this is a Dodgers team with no Glasnow and 4 other starters. Freddie Freeman didn't even play in this game. They didn't have Alex Vesey out of the bullpen. Like, they are shorthanded. Ohtani's not even pitching. They're only going to get better. So you just hope someone can upset them next year and the year after that and the year after that. Kudos to the Dodgers. Well played. Thoroughly outplayed the Mets. 2-1 seeds in the World Series. First time that's happened in a while. And it stinks because you could have held up your end of the Subway Series bargain, and they just were not able to get it done. Oh, but what a run. What a run it was. From that Braves game that feels so long ago, when they were down 3-0 and they score 6 in the 8th. Nimmo gets that big home run. They're going to win. Diaz comes in. He can't throw a strike. Ozzy Albies clears the bases. The Braves get the lead back. And then Lindor hits a purely magic 2-run homer to give the Mets an 8-7 lead and clinch the playoffs. That was like a month ago. So much has happened since then. Pete's 3-run homer in Milwaukee. Mark Vientos with that insane 2-run homer in Philly. I know they lost that game, but that hit still stands out to me. Manaea pitching the game of his life in Game 3. Lindor's grand slam in Game 4. And even in this series, Mark Vientos' grand slam in Game 2. Like, so many great moments. I'm going to remember this run for a long time, even though I wanted more. This was really special. It was my first time working here, getting to cover a playoff run for my favorite team. It was my first time going to multiple playoff games in one run. Getting embraced by fans was really cool, and everyone just wanted to talk about the team and talk with me and get my opinions, and that was really neat. Very unique position to be in. Loved it. Never will forget this month. Usually the month of October sucks for me because it's 12 teams in the playoffs, and usually it's not mine, and I have to kind of just be a bystander to other people's happiness. And this month, that wasn't the case. This month, the Mets got to be in the spotlight and have the magic moments, and I'll never forget that. I really won't. And the future is bright with this team. I know I'm going to limit this talk because the wound is, I wouldn't even call it fresh. The wound is open and gaping in my heart. This team has special pieces, man. Like the Mark Vientos is a special player, and he's 24, and he's going to be with this team for a while. Francisco Alvarez came alive at the end. He's going to be great. Lindor's on this team for the next 8 years. They got pieces to build around. They've got money to spend this offseason with half that $300 million payroll coming off the books. Excited to see what's in store there. And now they've got their seasoning. A lot of what I said about when they lost games on this run was that this team, a lot of these guys, this was their first deep run. Like this, I mean, I know they made it in 22, but that was no run. Those 3 games, and everyone knew they were out of it. This was Pete's first deep run. This was Mark's first run ever, Jeff's first deep run, Brandon's first deep run. I mean, you could tell how much it meant to this guys to win these games and to believe in each other and pass the baton and all that shit. This team really believed in each other. And they even fought in this game, even though the box score, I think, won't tell that story. They did. But in the end, this is gonna be the end of the story. Send a message to the Mets fans in your life. Text a buddy, hug a parent. And don't forget this season. I know in the end it's just going to be a number on the wildcard banner, which is fucking awful. Like just awful that this is just going to be a number on the wildcard banner. But don't forget it. Maybe it's the start of something bigger. But even if it's not, these kind of seasons don't happen often. With the rallying cries and the horrible start and the magic games at the end. I'm going to watch highlights of this season for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life, I'm going to be watching Pete's home run and Lindor's grand slam and Sean's start. Forever. Until I'm in the grave. So if any of the 2024 Mets somehow are listening to this, and I've listened this deep into it as well, 12 minutes in, just know that Mets fans, they might be sad, they might be disappointed, but I think we're all pretty proud. Some people might call that loser talk, but I don't think it is. I think that you should be proud of this season. No one thought you were going to get this far. No one. And I believed up until the very end that they were going to win this game and then win the game tomorrow and then win the World Series. And that's a really special feeling because I think you can feign that and fake it and, just spread fake optimism. But I fully believed that when this team got into the dance in October, that they were going to win it all. And it didn't happen. And it's a unique feeling because usually Mets fans don't feel like their team is going to win it all. At the end of the day, it's going to be a long, hardworking offseason. Change is coming. Steve Cohen has now made the playoffs in half of his seasons as owner, which is pretty neat. Mets haven't had a lot of playoff berths in their history. They now have 2 in the last 4 years. That's something to build on. But this one's going to sting for a while. It's going to sting. And let it. It's okay to feel that emotion. But yeah, I think that's all I can really say. If you came here to drink some tears, I hope this was sufficient. And if you came here for some words of solace and reflection, I hope it was sufficient. That is me, Jolly Olive, aka Jack, signing off. Last instant reaction for a while. Or maybe not. Maybe they signed someone crazy. Love you guys. Thank you so much for helping me grow Shea Station. 4,000 subscribers in a month. What a dream. What an absolute dream. Can't wait to do more. Going to take a break for a little bit, and I think we all should, and catch up on our sleep and get healthy, because I think we're all feeling a little under the weather. But we'll be back better than ever. Let's go Mets. LFGM.